Hello, Colts Nation. What's up, No Horsing family? Welcome back to another episode of the No Horsing Around podcast. As always, No Horsing Around is brought to you by our amazing sponsor, Wager Wire, you guys. Wager Wire is a completely new, revolutionary way to bet on sports. Not only can you kind of get in, get out on all of your futures all season, you can even cash in on parlays before they bust, which is amazing because I know how many times I get frustrated because you're on that last leg of the parlay and you just don't hit it and you lose out big. Now you don't have to worry about that. You can cash out before. It's going to change it forever, you guys. It's amazing. Make sure right now you go over and you follow them on Twitter at WagerWire. Okay. Also, check out their Twitter Spaces, you guys. Twitter Spaces is a cool thing. It's by fans for fans. You know that's what we're all about here. Also, finally, make sure you go over to their website, wagerwire.com. Drop in your email address. Make sure you're ready because that app is coming very, very soon. We're really excited about that. So, on today's episode, you guys, we're going to talk about the name that kind of shocked everybody, right? Like, so we've gone over Raheem Morris, we've gone over Ajiro Aviro, right? We've gone over Bubba Ventrone. We're gonna do videos on Ben Johnson, Shane Steichen. But I kind of had to jump the line because the Colts finished an interview today, as of the recording of this, with Eric Bieniemy, which nobody I think saw coming. Really, you didn't hear it requested. You didn't hear it even really announced. It was just like before even the Colts could put it out. Ursay put it out that they had just completed an interview with the offensive coordinator for the Kansas City Chiefs, Eric Bieniemy. Now, most of us, this is going to be kind of interesting because most of us know who Eric Bieniemy is, right? Eric Bieniemy is kind of the famous offensive coordinator for the Kansas City Chiefs. He's been up for head coaching jobs probably, since Mahomes came in, so probably the last 4 cycles, and he's not gotten them. And there's been a lot of discussion of issues that we're not going to really go into when it comes to like race or what's going on and why he's not getting a job. There's been rumors floated out that he is a really, really bad interview, that he comes across abrasive, with players. There's a lot of different things, but I wanted to kind of track back for you guys and kind of make sure we understand who Eric Bieniemy really is when it comes to what he's done. Obviously, Eric Bieniemy, renowned college football player, won a national title as a running back at Colorado, was a first round pick, I believe, finished in the running for the Heisman that year. And then kind of did a little bit of college thing. You know, he was the offensive coordinator at Colorado. He coached, I believe, running backs at UCLA. Then he came up to the NFL and he coached running backs for a while with the Minnesota Vikings under Mike Tice. And actually, at one point, coached Adrian Peterson to one of his better seasons, which he had a lot of them when he was with the Minnesota Vikings. I actually, doing my research, I didn't really know that because a lot of us are going to always talk about the fact that he's been under Andy Reid. The other part too is he was actually under Herm Edwards too, which is a nice little connection there. We like Herm Edwards. A lot of people like him, the accountability that he comes across with, right? But what he's most known for is he took over the offensive coordinator position when Matt Nagy left under Andy Reid. We know there's a lot of discussion on does he call plays, does he not call plays? I think that's kind of a moot point at this point. Frank Reich didn't call plays under Peterson. Peterson didn't call plays uh, under Andy Reid, right? You get a lot of people who don't call plays. How many people didn't call plays under Zach Taylor? Didn't call plays, right? Under Sean McVay. So you get a lot of people who don't do that. I'm not as concerned about that. It's a very outside the box, and when I say outside the box, I think it was surprising. I texted Zach actually right before I got ready to record because I was like, dude, they just finished interviewing Eric Bieniemy, and he was even surprised. Mainly due to the fact that we haven't heard his name at all, at all. Not just for the Colts, but for any position that was open. The Texans, the Cardinals. I mean, the Cardinals would be a good fit for an offensive mind like that. So it was very surprising. I don't know where I slot him necessarily. mainly due to I wasn't expecting to slot him. He's not older, but he's a little older. He's really been and he's been under Andy Reid. And you guys know I'm less concerned about that and more concerned when it comes to Eric Bieniemy. And I'm not really even concerned about does he interview well or not? How does he present? Or does he present poorly? A concern I have with him is the same concern that I have if we end up interviewing Ken Dorsey, which is, man, like you have a generational talent at quarterback. Now, granted, you've not effed that up, but how much is what Eric Bieniemy does, and how much is it's Patrick Mahomes just being Patrick Mahomes? Just like for Ken Dorsey, how much of it is Ken Dorsey, and how much of it is Josh Allen just being Josh Allen? That's a concern for me because guess what, you guys? As much as we would like to believe it and who we're drafting, we're not having Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes is not being an Indy with him. He can't come with him to Indy. So, is it a concern? I want to hear from you guys. Is it a concern for you? Would you take Eric Bieniemy? That's a name that got floated out to us a lot as we were talking names on who we liked, and we didn't really delve too much in because we just didn't see that. So, what do you guys think? Drop it in the comments. Tell me, does this kind of get you fired up? Does it make you worried? Do you like it? Would you take him? Where does he rank in who we've interviewed so far and who we have left to interview? I want to hear from you guys. As always, you guys, please make sure that you like, share, subscribe, comment. We're really enjoying doing these videos talking about the candidates. Obviously, when we get through the first round, we'll have more that we can discuss when we know who the second round of interviews is in regards to who moves to the next phase. Because right now, they're on number 7. They're going to interview 7 people, and that's including Jeff Saturday. So we know they've interviewed Bubba Ventrone. They finished Ajiro Aviro today. They finished Eric Bieniemy today. They have Ben Johnson and Raheem Morris tomorrow, and they have Shane Steichen on Saturday, right? And we know that they're still going to interview Jeff Saturday at some point. That's 7, and we're not even including the fact that they can't talk to teams that are playing this weekend, right? They can't even discuss. So, like the names we've heard of, Leslie Frazier, Ken Dorsey, those aren't D'Amico Ryans. Those aren't names that we can even really talk about. They could bring them in next week. It's going to be really in depth. We're having a great time with it. Please make sure you guys slap that like button. Make sure you hit the bell because these are dropping several times a day. And as always, you guys, I love you. I know Zach loves you. Go Colts. We're out.